I am in my office working late, and I thought I would take this opportunity to procrastinate. No, just to make you guys a video about lighting, since there's not a lot of opportunities that I get when it's really dark in here to make the point that I want to make. So there's two rules of three when it comes to lighting. So number one is that there are three color temperatures for light, generally speaking. One is cool light, then there's warm lights, and then there's the daylight lights, which have both cool and warm tones. And you want to make sure that all of your lights in one setup are the same color temperature. Otherwise, it's going to get a little bit weird. And I'll show you what I mean about that later on. The other rule of three is that if you are going to light a subject, like yourself, from scratch, you want to have three light sources: a primary, a secondary, and a backlight. So the primary light, you want it to be a little bit off to the side, and then the secondary light you want to have on the other side and have it be a little bit like a little bit dimmer. And then the backlight is how you prevent shadows, especially important if there's any kind of sort of solid wall behind you so it doesn't look all crazy. So right now I have an overhead light, which is not ideal. I've got shadows on me and I don't look my best. So because of the shadows, all right, we'll leave the rest to. So with a light on, first of all, we have the issue of reflections because I'm wearing glasses and I didn't cover it up back there, but whatever. I clearly look a lot better because there's not as many shadows on my face, but it's only really like one source of light. So it's really bright coming from one direction, which makes it look like there's just weird shadows behind me and I'm just in a spotlight, like deer in headlights. So a secondary light source from over here would be a lot better. The only light I have over here now, because it's dark out, is this, which is the wrong temperature. And as you can see, even if it take the reflections out of the picture, but I'm orange from this side and like daylight from this side, and it's just a very strange look. So now you can see, even though I'm lit a little bit better, it doesn't work that way. For a reference point, this is what it looks like when my ring light is on warm and that light is on warm. As you can see, it's a lot better because I'm lit from two directions and they're both the same color. Now, the reason it's still not totally perfect is because the overhead light is not warm. But if that light were warm, as were the backlights, everything would at least be in sync. The reason I'm telling you this is not because I think that you should have three lights in every situation. You're not going to carry around three lights with you. But if you're wondering why your ring light isn't doing the right job, if you're wondering why your background looks a little bit strange, if you're wondering why you're having a hard time lighting a certain room or a certain situation, that's what you want to keep in mind. Think in terms of three light sources. So the reason I have my ring light over here is to be a secondary light for my window. Normally you don't want to have a window in your shop, but because I can balance it out with the ring light, it tends to work. Because the lights in the offices behind me are usually on, I have a backlight. So just kind of think in those rough terms. And while you're watching this video about lighting, just remember that my microphone, even though I'm using one, is terrible because I have the worst acoustics possible in this office. And that's a story for another video.